Hi you guys, I just quickly set up my camera so that I can capture most of the moments that I will be spending on this canvas. So I'm not going to be talking much. I really just want to play. So I've got some metallic markers here. It's called Metallic Pens. It's from Keep Smiling. That's the brand. And it was a gift that I got from a friend. I didn't really know where he got it, but I do love them. So I'm just going to play with them on my canvas and really just enhance some of these structures that I've created thus far, and just bring a little bit of texture and line and movement onto the canvas, and then I'll continue to play from there. So I just wanted to zoom in for you guys so you can get a feeling for what I have created on the canvas. You can see the contrast there between the metallic and the normal pastel paint, and then just outlining random shapes here on the canvas in a similar color just brings a little bit of contrast and visual interest, a bit of line work. So immediately these smears of paint become a little bit more interesting, and this will all add to the underpainting, which will in the end add to the final Buddha painting. So you get the gist of what I'm doing. So just play is the whole idea, and see where it leads you, and enjoy. I'll speak to you guys again soon. Hi you guys, when you've reached a stage on your play where you sort of don't know where to go next and you want to just switch things up, I like to just take the canvas and turn it upside down, especially if you've used written word on your canvas, because I do think that's where the left brain wants to engage the whole time when it can understand something. So to switch more to your right brain and to be creative and have fun, it helps to just turn things on their head. So what I've done next is I've used this beautiful Arctic blue from Lucas Krill, and I've diluted it with water using a pipette, and I'm going to now just use my pipette and my thinned paint that I've thinned out quite a bit with water so that I can suck it up with my pipette, and I'm just going to make beautiful drips of paint and allow that to just run down the canvas in random sort of places that I think will be interesting. So I do want to warn you, if you do want to play with drips, do put a tarp down on your floor, because this will run down and drip on the floor. And then I can also use my pipette just to splatter some paint randomly. And I deliberately don't mix too much so that I can switch things up and mix another batch of another color and repeat the process until you're all funned out. So I'll see you guys now. So now I've mixed the beautiful lavender shade that we've used before, and I'm also just using a fine brush to just splatter. And if the splatter runs, then the splatter runs, that's okay. It is about not having control and surrendering control, because it's in these moments that beautiful and interesting little accidents happen, that later when the painting is finished, it will draw the viewer closer and they will say, oh, look at this beautiful paint mark over here. I wonder how they created that. Well, you know, I promise you, as an artist, a lot of it's intentional, but a lot of it is also a happy accident. So do embrace those moments. I like to say in all of my coaching classes, don't strive for perfectionism. Perfectionism will only hold you back. It will keep you back. You will not create. You will not be happy with anything you create, because perfectionism comes from the left brain. It is an egoic kind of thing that was born out of trauma and fear and has no place in art. Strive rather for excellence and be excellent at what you do at the level that you are. So if you're a beginner, be forgiving and be a beginner, but begin. Start somewhere. and build from there. I promise you, I will try and find one of my very first Buddha paintings that I did. I really had no idea what I was doing 12 years ago or 15 years ago when I did my first one. It really was just this deep desire of mine to paint the Buddha and to be creative, and that sparked an incredible journey in my life the minute I gave myself permission to be an artist. So it takes time in order to build your skill to a place where it becomes better, you know. But before we can get to better, we have to be happy with good, and we have to be happy with a beginning. So be very kind to yourself. This is where I practice that kindness to myself, kindness and happiness and acceptance and, you know, patience and tolerance and all of these things, because sometimes you will do something that's not beautiful. Sometimes you'll do something that doesn't quite turn out the way that you wanted it to turn out, and that's perfectly okay, you know. But having a creative practice gives us an opportunity to practice loving kindness with ourselves. Because if we can extend that loving kindness, patience and tolerance to ourselves, then I promise you it's going to be easier to extend that to a stranger. So accepting your boo-boos, accepting, you know, your successes, and not always knowing exactly where it's going to go is part of the fun, you know. I think as Westerners we can be very end product orientated. We want to paint a Buddha now, so it must turn out to be perfect, a masterpiece. And I'm saying this, it's a journey. It's not something that's going to happen once and then, you know, you've nailed it and you never have to produce or create anything in your life ever again. 9 out of 10 times, whatever you create doesn't always work out. So what you see that artists offer you in a gallery or whatever, I promise you it's a series of events, it's a series of paintings, it's a series of creations that has led the artist to that point where they are happy enough with what they created to exhibit. So this is not our point. This is not our goal. It is not our intention. During Buddha Full October, it is my intention just to practice loving kindness in a colorful way. Firstly to myself and then extending it to you. And I want you to make this a personal practice as well. When you go to the canvas and you play, just make your goal to have fun and to play and to experiment and to be open to where this process will lead you. And I promise you, it's going to end up somewhere beautiful. And if it doesn't, you know what? It's not a waste because you've learned something, right? So do get into your practice and remember, take a photograph and share it with me on the Creative Heart. It doesn't matter what stage your painting is in. It doesn't matter if you like it or not, because sometimes you need the encouragement and the support of your coach, right? And we're a beautiful family over there, no judgment. And you are more than welcome to say work in progress and all of that makes you feel safe, but please share because we want to support you. Okay, so I'll see you over there. And again, I'm just going to zoom in for you guys. I also just took a kitchen towel and all these white little spaces, I just rubbed the drip into that part of the canvas to interrupt the flow there a little bit, so that it's not all these continuous lines running all the way through the canvas. You will see some areas the paint stops and I've rubbed it in and then it starts again. So I really do like the splatter. Look at this beautiful splatter moment up here. That's really cute. And because I'm sticking to my color palette and I just repeat the colors, I will play with a variety of depth later. This is making sense. It is beautiful to look at. You know, I'm not using very dark colors and all kinds of colors all over the rainbow, even though I do want this painting to sort of have this effect. Let me show you my unicorn. Isn't this pretty? You know, I love these colors and the rainbow on this unicorn, and this is sort of where my journey started. So I want to sort of bring in these beautiful pastel kind of hologram vibe into this painting, but I want to control how much, you know, of the colors I use, and maybe reserve my yellows and my oranges in the end for my highlights in my painting, and using the purples and the blues for my lowlights or shadows. So we'll get into that a little bit later during Beautiful October. So I just wanted to share with you guys